All right, welcome back to Scott Ferrell Show. I've got a great guest. It's a great group that you're going to want to see. You don't want to miss these guys if they come to your area. Siren Radio, go ahead and go to Facebook. Look them up. Let me spell this for you because me having dyslexia, I understand what it's like not to be able to spell. Siren Radio. All right, look that up on Facebook. I got Lisa Peterson, the lead singer of Siren Radio, with me today. Now, why am I interviewing rock stars? Why? Well, I just had a question back in the mailbag of, is it too late for me to start my career? Is it too late for me to come back and sing? And my question to her was, well, if you had talent, the question's no. And so I wanted Lisa to come on and talk about her beginning, her middle, and what they're doing now. Lisa, thank you so much for being with me today.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. This is going to be fun.
All right, I've got your bio in front of me, and here's the funny thing. This is a small world, folks. I've got a girl from Raleigh, North Carolina, and I used to live in Raleigh that I've never met. And then when I read through her bio, I'm familiar with every single thing she's done throughout her lifetime.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it really is. So let me go back to the beginning. Now you're the lead singer of a rock and roll band. You remind me of a young Ann Wilson from Heart back in the 70s. Not Ann now. You know what I'm saying on that one without saying it. What was the first group you listened to as a kid?
Well, first off, thanks for that compliment because she's actually one of my idols. I grew up
Right.
on Heart. I grew up on Heart. Early stuff that I grew up on, Heart, Fleetwood Mac, Creedence Clearwater, Boss Skaggs, Blondie, you name it. I was just exposed to a lot of just different genres of music. And music was just a huge part of my family. We always had it playing. My dad was a professional drummer. So it was just always kind of in the background or a part of what we were doing. So naturally, I kind of just started, really loving it and really embracing it, and just it's never left. I'm still doing it, obviously, so it's great.
Now, did your dad take you to gigs with him when you were a kid?
We did, and he always had a kit up in the house, so he was always playing it. So I was always just exposed to it. He was a songwriter, so he would write songs and write songs for various bands or for himself, personal use or whatever. And so I was kind of exposed to that too, just the whole, songwriting process. And started writing songs as a young child too. Started writing songs when I was 10. And it's funny because I actually still have those songs. They're funny, they're horrible, but it's just funny that, I was just sitting down with a pen and paper and just writing songs when I was 10 years old that mean absolutely nothing and are funny as hell, but, that's where I got my start. But I think my dad really just got me into just music in general. But,
Right, which my parents did. It's funny, my Aunt Frances, I was her role model because I was the one that found the stage. And I may look like I'm in the Motley Crue, but I sound like Mel Torme. And I was classically trained.
Oh,
And I
really?
see that you went to the Cary School of Music. You still with me?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay. You went to the Cary School of Music, is that correct?
I did. I at one point or another, I was like, I'm really enjoying singing. I know that I can be better at it. I know that there was sometimes you have natural talent, but then if you're smart about it, you
Right.
get some training. Just because you can really do some serious damage to your voice if you don't know how to use it properly. And if that's going to be your instrument, it's really, really important that you learn how to use it properly so that you don't, end up running into voice problems down the road. So I went and got trained at Cary School of Music, and I was professionally instructed by Carolyn McKenna, and she actually was really big on Broadway. So I felt really good about her, teaching me what she knew, just because voice was her background. That's what she did. And so I learned, sorry if it gets noisy over here. I'm actually on a rather busy street right now. But anyway, so Carolyn taught me a lot of the basics, just how to make my voice just really work the best for me. And I still use all of those things that she taught me today. I mean, and it's helped me preserve my voice. I've never had, besides, laryngitis and things like that, normal things, but I've never had, any kind of problems with my voice that's prevented me from being able to sing. So I'm glad I got that early training early on. I think that's helped a lot. So, yeah.
Oh, I remember. I started that training at 7, and at my last performance, I was 30-ish. Was the Scotsman of Charlotte Opera did Carmina Burana with us, and I just stopped singing halfway through it so I could hear their voices. But the great thing was I was good enough to be on stage with them.
Right?
But it was absolutely amazing, and I hung up, and I stopped doing it after that. That was the day I retired. I was done. You still with me?
It's kind of like one of those, you kind of figure out what your strong suits are in life, and especially as you go on, you really figure it out, and you find out what your passions are, what your hobbies are. And I mean, if you find that you're always wanting to do something and you're really good at it, it's silly to not pursue that. So yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a day that goes by that I don't sing at one point or another. It's just it's my hobby. It's something that I really love to do, and practicing it every day is just, I've gotten better and better with it. So yeah.
All right, so I got to ask, everybody starts somewhere, and we have mutual friends, the guys from Kicking Valentina, and I know where they started. What was your first band, and what'd y'all sound like?
Well, my first band was when I was 10 years old, and we were called Black Magic, and we were terrible. But it was fun. I mean, for me, it's like, that's where my first, like, oh, I really, really love this. This is something that I want to do. And, you don't realize the impact it has on you at an early age. But I think most bands, most musicians, they start really young. They have that garage band. They have that band that they start in high school or whatever. And that kind of just sticks with you, and you just keep building on it and building on it and building on it. But yeah, that was my first band. But then I didn't get back into another band until, I want to say 2000. So about 16 years ago, I got into another band setting, and that was with the M80s, and they're based out of North Carolina. It was a great learning experience for me, just to be a part of that band setting, because it's like a family. You're brothers and sisters. You're learning from each other. You're fighting with each other. You're working things out together, and you're making music together. I mean, it was just such a fun experience. I learned a lot, and yeah, it was a good time. That was an 80s cover band, though, so a little different from what I'm doing right now, but it was still, I mean, I love 80s music. 80s music is, my God, that is a huge part of, like, all of my influence and kind of where I like to see my band go. It just comes from that 80s sound, I guess, is kind of like, I don't know, that's just the kind of music I really, really love. So.
Oh yeah, it's my favorite. And where did y'all play with the M80s? Were y'all just in North Carolina? Did y'all do the Southeast?
Yeah, we were mainly North Carolina. I mean, we would play kind of all over North Carolina, but it was mainly consistently in North Carolina. And it was fun, though. I mean, we got a lot of exposure. We got, to play in some really great venues. I played with amazing musicians. I mean, all of those guys are fantastic, and they're all in bands, still now. We all keep each other. It's like, you never just really stop talking to those guys. I mean, it might not be all the time, but you want them to do well, and you encourage them, and you're happy when they have successes and stuff like that. So all of them are doing really well. They're all in the Raleigh music scene still, kind of like, with us.
Right.
But yeah, I mean.
All right, we've got to go to break. Can you stick around for one more?
Yes.
All right. All right, we're going to go to break. Let me go ahead and let you know how to find Lisa and the gang. Siren Radio, go by Facebook, check them out. You got to listen to the songs. Very soulful, very cool. Reminds me of the Motels meets Heart. It's a very cool sound. I've gone through, I've actually downloaded some of their music. You want to listen to them. You want to see them when they're in your town. Lisa's going to stay. What we're going to talk about next is the future, the band, where they're going, and how you can go see them. If you have any questions for myself or Lisa, 706-889-9700. I'll be right back.
El Rey and Elegy.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Elegy.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium one-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
The 50-50 sale is back at Schottenkirk Ford. 50 trucks must go in the next 50 hours. Shop over 250 trucks in stock and starting as low as $79.95. And there's several more on the lot just like it. Yes, 50 trucks must go, and not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. You have 50 hours to cash in on huge savings. Don't miss our 50-50 sales event at Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
While the best athletes gather to compete, the rest of us gather to eat. Pizza Hut's Big Flavor Dipper is here. Almost 2 feet of pizza with 4 flavorful dipping sauces. Big enough to feed the whole team for a small price, just $12.99. The Big Flavor Dipper Pizza, only at Pizza Hut.
The summer sell-down is on at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And if you like to save, the time is now. Get a brand new Chevy Malibu for just $19,700. Loaded Silverado Crew Cab LT, just $33,500. Or a new 2017 Equinox from just $23,700. Days has bonus savings on every new Chevy. But time is running out. Don't miss the summer sell-down at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Welcome back, Scott Ferrell Show. Thank you so much for being part of my day. Now, keep in mind, you can ask myself or Lisa questions at scottferrell.com or 706-889-9700. My guest today is Lisa Peterson. She is the lead singer for Siren Radio. Lisa, thanks so much for taking some time out of your day to hang out with me. All right, you're in between St. Louis and Raleigh. You do so many things. But let me get to Siren Radio right now. Great sound, great group. Love the music, love the tunes. Are y'all writing your own music?
Nobody in North Carolina is even remotely playing. We're the only ones playing it. I believe in it so much, and I've been hit with a lot of negative feedback just from other musicians saying it's never going to work. It's never going to work. Nobody's going to want to hear, this alternative rock stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, that's bull crap. I mean, I know it's going to do great. I believe in it so wholeheartedly. So we've got the covers pretty much down what we want to do. It's very eclectic, very different, very alternative rock kind of stuff. Things like AWOL Nation, Metric, the 1975, M83, Marina and the Diamonds, Neon Trees. That whole sort of alternative rock, EDM kind of sound to it is where we're going. So the originals that we're going to start recording are very much in line with the material that we currently do. So it's going to flow nicely. It's going to fit in nicely. And to be honest with you, I don't think anybody's going to be able to decipher what the cover is from what the original is.
Right.
So that's kind of cool in itself because I just think I believe in it. I mean, it's one of those things. I'm going to keep testing it and keep staying positive about it until, I get proved wrong big time. But until then, I know what I'm doing is like risky. Everyone's like, you should be playing all these classic rock tunes that everybody else is playing. And I'm like, I'm bored of it. I cannot do it anymore. I want to do something different. So I'm daring to be different.
Hey, the Neon Trees have their own TV commercial now. So
yes. And like the 1975, I think I heard. That's one of my favorite bands of all time. I've got a tattoo of one of their lyrics on my foot last week because I love this band so much. But they're in like some commercial now on TV, and I'm like, these guys are getting ready to be huge. So my obscure tunes that I'm covering right now may not be so obscure here before you know it, but yeah, until then, I'll do a
I'm familiar with them, and I don't keep up with the alternative scene that much, but I know all the groups you just talked about.
Mm-hmm.
But Hootie and the Blowfish used to play at my college, and they couldn't get 20 people. And we used to go, these guys are never going to make it. I think they proved us wrong. And Dee Snider looked at Metallica and said, these guys got a lot of heart and soul, but they're never going to make it. Yeah. I think they got proved wrong too. So now what do we got coming up? Can we see you guys live sometime in 2016?
What's that?
Can we see you guys live in 2016?
Yes. We're working on our lineup right now. We have one of our musicians, he got a good job offer and he had to go back to Pennsylvania, so we kind of had to stop dead in our tracks, which is always a nightmare as a band because you have to just find somebody and get back up to speed, and it definitely slows your roll, slows your progression down. But we're hoping to get all those kinks worked out and be ready to play before the end of the year is up. But 2017, which is not that far off, it's going to be our year. I think Siren Radio is going to just freaking kill it, and hopefully by the end of 2016, but by 2017 we're on it. I'm so excited about this band. It's my baby. This is my project. So I have to see it through. This is huge. Right. It means everything to me. So yeah, and I have some of the best bandmates in this band. We're talking about some serious talent. I have a female drummer, Amy Hall, which she's, oh my God, she's amazing. She's had such a great career in the North Carolina just music, scene anyway. She's phenomenal. And I've got, James on bass. He's phenomenal. He's one of our newest members. And then we've got Dwayne Balcom on guitar, and he's incredible. So I have such a good group of people that I work with. I'm very fortunate. So, yeah.
It's funny, you put together a band and people think, oh, they just started. No, you've got a collection of guys who can really play that didn't get a lot of notoriety, that have an extremely huge amount of talent. My friend Gabriel Bello, his jazz band, some of the best musicians I've ever heard. It's you guys just decided to come together, but y'all been playing music a long time.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, collectively as a group, I mean, it's insane how many years that we've all been doing this. I mean, I've got 16 years that I've just, doing band stuff plus writing my own material. That's 16 years just me. I mean, we've got Amy and Dwayne and James. I mean, it's just collectively as a group. I mean, you're talking about a tremendous amount of time spent just honing it and making it better and finding what your strong points are. And, it's just really incredible. And then, it's like, I don't know, just having the right band is such a special thing in itself. I mean, anybody who's in a band knows that it's not an easy thing to be a part of. I mean, you have some strong personalities there. You have creative personalities there. You have to work through a lot of conflict, and you got to be good at resolution and just getting things accomplished. Get to that common goal. And it's not always easy when you have a lot of people you have to work with to do that, but it's very special. So
yes, I remember.
And there's a large.
I'm from the theatrical background. Yes.
What was that?
You got some truck in the background.
Yeah, I did. So what was the? What was the?
Yeah, I remember. You get all these people together. Everybody's got their own opinion. Everybody's talented, and everybody wants to be heard.
Big time. Yeah.
Which can lead to some big fights. I was listening to Eddie Trunk last night, and he was talking to Don Dockett, and he said, "All right, you guys going to play more than 2 shows?" No, I don't think we can get along long enough to finish the 2.
Oh, really?
It's we love these guys, we love their bands, but as you know and I know, when you get creative people together and they want to be heard and everybody thinks they're right, it can cause some massive problems till you get everything done.
It really, really can. It really, really can. And then you got everybody gets, kind of their own thoughts in their head, and everybody starts off on the same page. Oh, this is a great project. This is what we want to do. This is fantastic. And then the next thing you know, they're already bored of that and they want to kind of move on to another project. It's, the whole flaky musician thing, that's very much a real thing. I mean, one day they want to do one thing and the next day they have something completely different that they want to do.
Right.
And you're starting all over from scratch, finding a new bandmate. So not always fun, but we're kind of a crazy bunch, us musicians. We do things that ordinary people would never even dream to do.
Right.
Love of music. I mean, it's the way it is. I'm going to be doing this probably till I'm 100 if I live to 100. I'll find something to do. I'll be old and gray, like rocking out at karaoke or something.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, this is in my blood. I have to do this, and
right.
Yeah, I'll continue to do it.
I understand. All right, Lisa, thank you so much for stopping by today. Lisa is the lead singer for Siren Radio, one of the best groups that I've heard that's coming along these days. You can catch them coming up for their tour 2016, 2017. Lisa, thank you so much for dropping by today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. We'll catch up soon.
Tall you. You got it. Take care.
All right.
All right. If you have any questions for me, ScotFerrell.com is how you find my website. If you want to ask a question to the show, it is questions@ScotFerrell.com or 706-889-9700. All right. Coming back up, I'll probably switch to the mailbag, start answering your questions. The questions are starting to pile up, and I want to get to them. I'll be right back, and when I do, I'm getting to your questions.